I'm getting spoilers, Retro Death. You can't say that you liked a chapter without a
Well, no, yeah,
spoiler.
if I say, yeah, well, hey, listen, that's Retro's fault for not being the goddamn call. Then he could stop us. He can't stop us when no.
Apparently, I did unwillingly or unbeknownst to me, it wasn't intentional, mention a death from the early game in Xenoblade Chronicles 1.
You mean the
And
first? You mean
yeah,
within the
like
first
first, like,
5 hours?
it's not even 5, unless you
It's
just
not.
really are. Because I know we're live, so what's up?
Everybody,
What's up to the one person here?
that might be me.
So what happens is, like, I said that, didn't even think twice about it, because not that I don't consider it a spoiler for somebody who hasn't played the game, but at that point I'm pretty sure I thought everybody had started the game. And literally on my new game plus, I 100%ed Colony 9. 100%ed it. Like, did every side quest, did everything.
Mhm.
And that was that was just under 3 hours to get to the scene that we're talking about. And I was like,
Right.
so, like, even if you just, like, took, I mean, I don't know, unless you're super under leveled and you keep dying or something, you're trying to figure out the game. Either way, it sucks that it happened. It wasn't intentional, but at the same time, it's like, it's like the prologue basically, like right after you get the Monado. Like, it's not like it's a big far into the game end game
It's a
spoiler or anything.
it's the starting incident, but it is one of those things where people are like, "Bro, don't spoil that, man. It's such a crazy
Yeah, I
scene."
didn't mean to. It
What
just
the fuck?
I just, in my mind, everybody had gotten past that point. So I even
Non-working pieces of shit.
for some reason I thought Robert had started that game and didn't finish it, but that I was wrong. But either way, it was unintentional. So we were joking about his sensitivity spoilers, and he brought up that one, which was legit. But like I said, it wasn't intentional. I wasn't just like, oh, it's not a spoiler to you because you haven't played it. I was just like, or not a spoiler to me. I was just like, yeah, I didn't mean to. Like, I didn't even know it slipped.
Well,
So,
because it's such a the problem is that there's been a lot of Xeno talk and play in our chat as of recently.
well, it
That
was on the
like
podcast. It was on the
the
podcast.
assumption, yeah, the assumption is, oh, everyone knows at least base level Xenoblade
It's
stuff,
hard,
or you
yeah.
don't care.
Like, I get it. I'm glad later parts in the game weren't spoiled for me. But at the same time, like I said, I feel like on the level of a spoiler, like something that happens in the basically the prologue of the game, yeah, it sucks, but it's like I don't feel as bad as if it was like something that happened halfway through the game that I thought was like super cool that I don't know how I never heard about. So, you know, at least it was something what I would consider lower tier. Anything that happens like that early in the game, yeah, it probably will affect somebody to have known that before it comes. At the same time, on my second playthrough, I knew it was coming, and it still hits hard. So it's
It,
not
it's
like,
a, it's a it's a really good way to start off the game. Like
mm-hmm.
it's just a like regardless of how you feel about Xenoblade as a game, like that it has probably one of the best beginnings of any video game I've seen.
Yeah, it's definitely better than just stumbling across a Pyra or whatever. I forget how that happened. He found her
He found Pyre
sword.
and then he got murdered.
Yeah.
he,
Did he have to
he,
like pick up her sword first, or what happened? I can't
no,
remember.
so it's him, Jin, Nia, and I think Malos are going down there on the sunken ship, and then he just sees her. I think he gets close to her. Jin's like, "Fuck all that," stabs him, and then he's
Mm-hmm.
just out. That's how. I mean, I don't. I like the beginning of Xenoblade 2. Don't ever get it twisted. But it's not one of those. I wouldn't say it has the same hit as like Xenoblade 1's,
It
where it
has
was
the
like,
cool action sequence. That's one of the better fight choreographies I think in all of Xenoblade. Is that opening with Pyra
oh,
fights
I
him
know
the
what you're
first
about.
time.
Yeah,
Like that's where it's like, hey, these guys are legit at cinematics and fight choreography and stuff. Like, this is a next level. Not that it was terrible in Xenoblade Chronicles 1, but it was like such a leap, I thought, for them. and then 3 takes it just even further. So it's like,
oh yeah, 3 has some amazing
motherfuckers could make a
sequences.
damn animated movie for sure.
Oh, definitely.
You know. What's up, T?
Hey, T.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
I heard
does he not have his mic in?
I don't know. All I hear is...
Oh no!
Sounds like the door opening in Super Mario World, the Ghost House.
Oh no! That sounds like like Adam in Metroid Dread. That's what it reminds me of. Oh
so
my
we
goodness.
get to do something here. Been looking forward to this all day. We get to settle a debate from last week's podcast.
I'm good now, right?
Yeah,
you're good. Yeah, you're good.
So some might have watched last week, might have noticed, a little heated debate there at the end. I was kind of reading comments and checking stuff. I wasn't paying as attention to it as I probably should have been. But Retro and Robert, they continued that into the next day.
Christ.
So we're going to take upon ourselves, first of all, just, do you think the name reveal, would you guys classify it as like a hype trailer? I don't know how you would define it. Like the name reveal with the 25 seconds of actual footage, it was like a minute long during the direct. Was that, consider that a hype reveal, hype trailer? How would you classify it?
It's hard because it's hard because I'm trying not to compare it to other Zelda stuff, and that's what's making it.
I mean, you can compare it to whatever you want, because whether it's
by itself, I think it was good. The problem literally comes in when I start comparing it to things, because it's like see, when I think of like Breath of the Wild, when that name dropped and you got that cinematic,
that was like a 4-minute trailer before that name drop. That was the E3 2016. They showed you like 4 minutes of like fucking just this world, and then dropped the name.
So I think the name, I think the combination is what allowed it to be hype. I don't know if it's hype.
For me,
I don't know. I didn't get hype off of it, I guess is what I'm saying.
And this is kind of a separate thing. I was trying to say, I think I tried to say it like multiple times. I feel like the name drop would have been better suited with the E3 previous trailer that revealed that you're in the sky, and it showed the teardrop and Link going through the ground with what looked like a drop of something. And I thought that name reveal would have been better suited to that trailer, because I watched the trailer before the direct, because I went to watch the direct and there was Tears of the Kingdom. So I was spoiled on the name beforehand, but that trailer for me was just like, I was waiting for the excitement and the hype, and other than Link doing that dive off the thing looked cool, I didn't feel like that excitement I feel like I should have felt for revealing the name to this long-awaited sequel. It just didn't hit me in the hype regard. I'm not saying it was bad or anything. It didn't hype me up. Maybe it's because I saw the name beforehand, and the name it still doesn't sound like right to me. It hasn't clicked in my brain like that's the new Zelda game. So I don't know. There was a couple factors. I just didn't feel like the hype that maybe should have been associated with this name reveal.
I think if they had tied it to a longer trailer, it probably would have helped. Because the problem is, it feels like you gave me a snippet and then said, "Oh, by the way, here's the release date in the title."
Yeah, remember when they finally revealed Breath of the Wild? That trailer before it, like
that was a whole blowout.
That was a blowout trailer, right? So.
And the name was like,
yeah, right.
Tears of the Kingdom was like, that's interesting, But
I would almost say they should just held on to the name longer and able to blow the game out, where Tears of the Kingdom makes sense to us watching the trailer.
Yeah, I feel like I think I tried to say this last week too. Amongst the arguing was, I feel like they thought they were pretty confident the game would have been out sooner, like last year.
Yeah.
And then that sense, but then they didn't give us the name back then. But to reveal like the main idea, hey, you're in the sky, and you can tell there's like a different kind of 2 different looking Links, and you're up in the sky, and they showed the skydive, and I think that's what Retro was trying to say in his he has points. He just has terrible.
He wasn't articulating
He
it
makes
well.
he's not good at making.
He's never good. He's never.
I was trying to
good
help him. But
Basically, what I feel he was saying was there was no, oh wow, you're in the sky now moment in this new trailer. Yeah, you landed on some, looked like some kind of bird made out of rock or something. That looked cool, but there was no like, oh, this is what we're doing with this game moment. There was, there's no dungeon reveal. There was no new gameplay reveal. I guess you could say the way he gets up by looking like, I don't know, reversing time or something. Maybe that was a small snippet. And the point I said last week was I didn't really need any more footage of the game at this point. Just when the release date or when it gets closer, you do the main trailer, that like the Breath of the Wild 2017 trailer. You do that super hype, amazing trailer closer to release. I wouldn't expect that now, and maybe just save the name for that. Yeah, I don't know, but either way, it was just.
I think they should have saved the name.
It didn't hit for me, so I mean, if it did for somebody else, that's great.
I think it just needed a better trailer that would have helped it.
Well, I mean, they clearly don't want to show much more.
Yeah, I feel like
than
they
what
don't want to show more.
So I'm fine with that. I'm actually fine with that.
But I'm saying I feel like the whole thing would have been more poignant if you had kind of like a January 2017 trailer like the original Breath of the Wild had, and then go ahead.
The game. I was just gonna say the game was coming out in 2 months at that point. Like,
no, yeah. I mean, I understand it.
That's why. Yeah.
It just feels like it should have had more of a hit, and it doesn't. But it still has some weight behind it, mainly because of the name and the date getting mentioned at the same time.
Like,
but
you know what? Like, I think they could have shown. I mean, maybe that would have taken away some of the hype. But if they addressed like some of the things that people want, that wouldn't give away gameplay. If they would address, like, if they would have showed us a dungeon,
that definitely,
or entrance to a dungeon, or some underwater stuff, that would have been hype as hell, and then that would have been enough to be okay. Now you can show me the name, and I still would have been hype, even though y'all wouldn't have seen anything about what the name and suggests.
But I would have been so hype. There,
we could have been talking about that now.
You have someone behind you.
We could have been talking about that now.
You have Uber Eats behind you.
Thanks.
It's always
we could have been talking about. We could have been talking about like that was cool. They're bringing this back. They're bringing that back, and then
I think that's kind of what in Retro and his terrible articulation was kind of trying to get to, instead of just saying it's the same exact trailer. It wasn't the same exact trailer, but they had no new reveal to like add to it. It kind of was just like, oh, like Robert said, well, you're diving off now. Come on, that's not some revelation. That's not like noteworthy. I mean, it looks cool for sure, but it's not like finding out the game takes place in the sky. It's nothing close to that. But either way, like I don't know if it's just my where I'm at mentally with gaming and stuff, like with the Switch and everything. I mean, I'm like super into Xenoblade Chronicles 3. I got 50, or how many hours do I got? 42? No. Close, between 40 and 50. I forget, because my level also is 48, so I can't remember if I'm at 52 hours or 42. Either way, I got a lot of time in the game, and I'm enjoying it. And I don't care that it's on the Switch and nothing like that, but it just kind of felt like I should have been more excited for this game, but at the same time, we've also known about it for over 3 years now, so I guess it's kind of the law of diminishing returns.
And it's also the sequel to like a lot of people's like favorite fucking game, like of the generation at this point. So like, I get it. I guess to me, what the reality comes in is that like, hey, if the worst thing about this game so far is just how it was revealed, the date and trailer, I'm like, you know what? I don't think things are that bad. It's just,
and it's like, I agree. I don't need to see anymore, which is kind of weird to say that. But at the same time, I'm just looking at this trailer like just how it felt to me. Whether I feel I shouldn't ever want to see anymore, if I need to see anymore, it doesn't matter. They showed something, and I'm going to kind of evaluate it, review it, whatever you will, give my impressions of it. I don't know what they could have done differently. I know like wasting 30 seconds on just some like background what was that? What would you hieroglyphics or something, you know, like it just felt like I thought something grander was about to happen, I guess, and they just showed some cool footage, you know, for a game I'm definitely picking up day one and almost guarantee it's my going to be my game of the year for 2023. So I guess it's not really that important. But yeah, something we can talk about too is a game Xbox showed off 2 years ago at their Xbox Series X gameplay reveal showcase, whatever it was, and
Halo.
no, Scorn. I don't know if there was
Still waiting on that game.
I don't know if
Goddamn.
Scorn, if they're paying a bunch of people or if it was just embargoed and it just all of a sudden a bunch of videos dropped on previews with
It's about to come out soon, isn't it?
hour long. I'm not sure when it comes out.
Yeah, should be soon.
So it'd been pretty much 2 years and a month or so since they revealed that, and I've always been kind of wondering what it was going to be. So I seen Alana Pierce had her premiere. Our gameplay was premiering, so I linked it in the chat, and it's definitely not exactly what I was expecting. I said like I hope it's not just a first person shooter with a alien aesthetic or something, you know. But it turns out to be basically it's like a environmental puzzle platforming mystery horror game or something. You know, there's not a lot of action, which is fine. I will say the Xbox dudes probably were like hoping this was going to be something because it's like the one Xbox console exclusive.
They need it. They need the game.
I don't see the core Xbox guys being excited about it. It looks pretty interesting. Alana's video was relatively boring, though. I will say she didn't know anything about the game, so that's probably how you want to go into it. Basically, for anybody that didn't watch it, you wake up. There's no dialogue. There's no storytelling. It's just environmental storytelling, and you just trial and error. You move. You find something you can interact with. You see what it does. You find something else you can interact with. You see what that does, and you get to a room. There's these eggs. You can grab an arm, grabs an egg type thing, and you got to figure out basically trial and error what to do, and then you just like unlock the door. Then you can go into this new area, you know, stuff like that. I was like, that's cool, but it's trial and error stuff for me. It's kind of that one playthrough you get out of it for me personally. Once you know the solution, it's kind of like, meh, I just got to do it. You know, it's not the mystery and stuff is gone. But then ACG said that the game has multiple ways to get through each area or solve each puzzle, and then depending on the order will take you in different places, so each person's going to have kind of a different experience. So that actually sounds pretty cool. I'm not sure to the extent and stuff, but there's no music. It's just environmental sounds. There's no dialogue. It's going to be a tough sell for the Xbox, you know, diehards, I think, but I thought it looked fairly cool. At first, though, I was like, man, we're 10 minutes in, and there hasn't been one actual thing to tell me what this gameplay is, you know. She hadn't done anything at that point, like interact. I think she interacted with one thing. I was like, I don't know about this, but it definitely got more interesting later on. What's up,
Doesn't she work for Sony?
Yeah. No, she works for Santa Monica. I don't know to what extent. Some kind of writing something, some kind of writer. But she's still, you know, she's got her
Trader.
She's still got her YouTube, you know, career as a backup. I don't know what she makes at Santa Monica, but I remember when she worked for IGN, that girl was broke. Her apartment was like, it was rough. She did like a video where it's like 5 years ago, and she was reacting to her video 5 years prior, and she had like nothing. I mean, she was broke as a joke. That was right around the time she said she thought the Switch should be $150. And I was like,
she was hoping that this was $150.
Yeah.
She was broke.
IGN wasn't paying her shit. And
broke girl opinions. Goddamn.
$150. I mean, I I think there was some speculation about that. It
I
wasn't.
think
I don't
200 was what.
Yeah.
And I remember getting pretty upset about that. I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me? Like $250, but when you're broke, you'd think IGN would pay a little better, but obviously
No,
not.
you wouldn't.
But she's definitely making some money now.
Yeah, IGN don't pay shit.
She's making some decent money, and I gotta give her credit. Like, she's a beautiful woman, and she's got.
Sure, she is.
She could be making some big money if she wanted to, demean herself or whatever. So yeah, give her props for doing it the hard way, quote unquote. Not trying to be that. Robert got mad at me for calling the try hard streamer. I don't know if you guys have a different opinion on that. I mean, that's not guy or girl. Hey, chat room, what do you think of that? Chat room, this, chat room, that, chat room, this. Oh, thanks for the donation. Like, that kind of stuff. Like,
yeah, but I would disagree because that's kind of just the interaction of the chat room.
I know, but I feel that's so cliche and used. I just, when somebody's like chat room this, chat room that, it's such a turn off to me. Like,
I don't like the fact that they refer to it as chat room.
They just say that chat room. Hey, what do you guys think, chat room? Chat room, what'd you think of that?
Well,
chat room
makes them. That makes
shut
it sound,
the fuck up.
It makes it sound like they're disconnected from their own stream. That's the only thing that irks me about it. Like, usually, if you say a person's username, that's a little bit more connected. But this weird, hey chat, what do you think, chat? I'm like, okay.
So chat's one. The chat room specifically drives me nuts. But then you got the.
Well, I don't like chat either.
You
unless
could go
you're
to
talking in a general sense.
You could go
people in the chat. That's better.
Yeah.
What's
but
up,
just saying
guys
chat
and
room
girls?
does seem.
I mean, the people
weird.
that do it kind of all have a similar. Easy Allies guy does it the worst.
Does he?
But it's just that.
Who are you watching?
You didn't have to donate. Oh, why'd you do that? You didn't have to donate every fucking time somebody donates something. It's like, this is your job. You live off that money. Don't tell them they don't have. To me, it just.
Don't be ashamed. It's okay.
Just thanks for the donation. It's just it's the hustle, and everybody is like the news tubers. Everybody does the same thing. I clicked on some streamers, and this is probably just me, and when they're just basically, it feels like they're going off a script. Got to talk to chat room. Got to tell people don't have to donate. It's your job. Of course, you don't make money if people don't donate.
Listen, there's a disconnect because this is still a new form of of career. So it's still weird. I also like Donnie's comment. Just got issues with people thanking fans and donations.
Thanks are one thing. Now I'm saying, no, you don't have to do that. Oh, no. You don't have to spend $300. Some dudes are donating 50 gift subs. That's $300 fucking dollars. Why would you do that? Of course you want them to do that. Don't tell them. Don't act like you don't want them to do that.
No, but it just seems it seems less genuine if you expect it. I guess is my thing. Like,
you don't have to expect it, but it's just I'm sick of.
I would legitimately be holy crap.
Yeah, if it's like
once, it's still like an old shit.
If it happened, I was watching a streamathon or whatever for this girl streams. I mean, she's really genuine, and multiple people donated 50 subs in the same stream, and she was just like, oh my god, thank you. It wasn't like, you didn't have to do that, like just putting on the facade of like why would you do that? Of course you know why they're doing that. It's like that's why you're streaming, so people and it sucks.
Well, even then you don't expect people to.
I mean, you and I wouldn't, but somebody that gets that on the regular at some point. That's what I'm saying. A thank you's fine, but why would you do that? Just acting like, oh, you shouldn't have done that to the same person multiple times. It's like,
choose. We live in the era of fake.
Now, maybe if you said, "Hey,
believe that shit," they believe
man,
you when you do these things.
I just want you to know, I'm never gonna meet you or date you or anything. So thanks for the money. Just want you to know, like this is never gonna go anywhere.
That's low key disrespect.
Now, if you really if you really felt like weird about it or something, then you probably should say. Like for me, I'd be like,
that's when your stream ends.
But it just like I feel like there are some people that constantly donate, and it's like, do they think that they're getting something out of this? Like,
but going by that same logic, why would you wouldn't tell them to, like, you wouldn't just crush their dreams outright, because that's money. You gotta. Well, one, you're losing money. That's why you let the why. There's a bunch of girls online who act like they don't have a boyfriend, literally because
Oh yeah.
of that group, that
Yeah.
subsection of guys. Like that will actually. I remember there was a well, she's a VTuber, but her career was almost screwed because people found out she had a boyfriend. Like you mentioning it, like, oh, you got to be
See,
this
that's the
single
other
girl who
thing. Like,
games.
I guess if that's a legit concern, but the one girl I was just talking about, she's always talking about her now fiance. Like, she's always talking about like, so everybody who's there, there's no deception. There's no, um, flirting or any kind of not inappropriate, but any kind of uh, persuasion or something. It's just, hey, I'm here chatting. If you guys, guys are people, guys or girls,
Just common sense.
donating,
Oh
cool,
no,
But
you're not wrong,
I
but
for me,
goddamn.
I'm weird because as soon as
Oh, we know.
as soon as I sense a hustle or a deception of like, hey,
You out?
I don't want these guys, I don't want any of these guys to know I have a boyfriend. That kind of stuff is an instant like, oh, I'm done watching you. I want just a real person. I'm gonna watch them if they're playing a game or just chatting or something. If I like their personality or are interested in the game they're playing, that's what I'm looking for. I'm not
Well,
looking
some people
for.
aren't confident enough in their personality and their ability to
You're
entertain
about to
people.
say, it's
So
like you said
they feel
before.
like
It's
they
about
have to
making
resort
money.
to such tactics.
I mean,
Yeah, for them, it's about making the money. And if them thinking that you're single helps you make money, you wouldn't then go, well, guys, I just hope you know I have a fiance. Like you wouldn't fucking do that. That's the hustle
The
is.
stream just dies right there.
Yeah, you screw your own job. It's like being like, by the way, just so you know, I'm stealing money from the company. Like you
well,
wouldn't fucking say some
if
shit like that.
that's if that's what you think people are donating for, then then just as long as the people are aware of that, that's. I guess I'm going into the different. I do like if I ask a question and it creates a topic that this her name's Alice. If she went on to like a 20-minute discussion about a question I asked, yeah, that's cool. I influenced this discussion. I added to the entertainment, but I got more excited when fucking NHL Red Wing great Darren McCarty read my comment on a live stream on a sports stream. Like that got me more excited than the cute girl reading my comment. Like that dude's like a legend, and so I
Yeah,
don't know.
but that's you know that's that that's obviously is a different level, but that is kind of simping a little bit too. Like
Yeah,
it
you're
gives
just
you
simping for a guy instead of
right, and that just gives you a certain endorphin because he acknowledged your fucking thing.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
And I
That's
actually,
not that different.
yeah,
From
but
what some of these guys
I
are doing.
asked a good question, and it actually they looked up and said I asked it's no one would know, but it was related to Hard Knocks on HBO, and so I was like, cool. I actually geared their next topic. I actually got the next topic by my question, so I thought that was cool.
You're my
Um,
soulmate.
but yeah, I do
My
feel
babies.
I feel bad for people guys that go into those and like I don't know. I mean, I can't imagine spending $300 gift sub and 50 subs. Like I just can't even imagine that.
Listen, some people
Unless I was like
have.
won the lotto or something, then yeah. I mean, if I say, hey,
Well,
that's
no,
a
I
cool
mean,
stream.
to be fair, like there are some people who've literally made like donations talking about how just watching that person, guy or girl, stream has like helped them emotionally or like mentally or
Mm.
whatever.
Right.
For them, that is worth the money and the investment.
Hmm.
Just giving them finances so they can continue to stream and provide them with the entertainment that has helped
Yeah.
them
Right. They like
thus
you and they
far.
just want to see you
I wish
continue
it
doing
was
what you're
just
doing.
like the Sky Bennett who does voice Pyra. She's playing Xenoblade Chronicles 3.
Yeah.
And you can tell they're struggling. Her and her boyfriend, he's a musician. They live in London. They ain't got a lot. She's super humble and super honest about in her streams. She's the kind of streamer I gravitate towards. She's not like playing it up. She doesn't have a lot of. She doesn't get a lot of viewers or a lot of donations and stuff. And she said that her I don't know if they're a fiance or just a boyfriend. He went to a gig and was signed a a record label, but it was like preliminary. And she's like, she had to ask him if he had money to get home on the train and eat. You know, like it was just like, you know, that sucks for them. So if they just had like a easy donation right on Twitter, I would have said, hey, here's $20, here's $30, whatever.
Do they not have like super chat on their?
You got like
channel?
the bits, and then it's like, well, I read about bits. If they're not a, what do you call it, partner, then the bits, then they barely get any of the bits and this and that, and it's gift subs.
She don't have like a Streamlabs. She don't have like a straight PayPal donation or nothing.
Somebody linked to Streamlab, but I was at work, and it just took me to the Streamlab website, and I was like, I don't have an account with Streamlabs. I didn't know my Twitter password, so I couldn't do it. But either way, you can, just for me, that's where I would donate to somebody. You can tell they're, you know.
Listen, everybody has different reasons for donating, and they pick and choose who they donate to. Some people are fucking whales and just have mountains of cash. They just want to throw at random.
I'm
streamers.
guessing, just from all the people I've met in my time, the guys, girls that blow the money the most are the ones that don't have it. The ones that are, you know, whether they're spending a lot of money on lotto tickets, cigarettes, alcohol, you know, those are the guys and gals I've known over the years that are more willing to blow and spend money on something like that than people with a shit ton in the bank. I don't know if that's just the mentality, but I just always assume that somebody doing $300, he's probably his card's probably just barely maxed out now after 300, probably near the maxed out level, and just like not a pot to piss in type of people. That in my mind, whether that's right or wrong, that's what I always think of when I see those 50 gift subs. It's probably somebody.
I can see that with
a jaded view of gamers.
It's
not that
mentality sneaking up on you.
It's
goddamn.
It's my view of the people that have a bunch of money in the bank that are tightwads and don't fucking ever pitch in towards things. That's more of it than the other, I guess.
Rich people don't like to pay for shit.
That's why they're rich. I mean, at work we used to give for someone's birthday, they buy a card and all that, and it's like all the warehouse people that made the lowest amount of money always were the ones giving the money. People in
that's how it always
all
is.
The managers and stuff who got making, who knows, 3, 4, 5 times the amount. Hardly any of them are pitching in. It's like, Jesus Christ, like.
It's like, you guys can get mad at us, but that's why we rich, bitch.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, T, did you have any thoughts on Scorn? Did you see any of the gameplay?
I have not, and that's not anything new. They did a new thing today. Was it today?
That was like Thursday last week or Friday.
Oh,
basically the first hour of the game, people could.
Oh yeah,
stream.
I remember hearing about it, but I hadn't seen.
I think it's a game you'll probably get into. I would say I'm gonna just throw out a random number, gut feeling. 98% of the people who download on Game Pass will play it an hour and delete it, just based on what I saw. It's that type of game where it's like it's very niche looking, and it may end up being amazing at the end, but at least the first hour felt.
Yeah. Is this point and click? Is that what I'm looking at?
No.
Well, it seems like you were wrong about Sonic, so
based on a couple Sonic fans, we'll see.
Oh my lord!
I don't know. I think John's pretty. He's pretty.
Clocked It thinks he's a pretty big Sonic fanboy, so I don't know. I didn't know John is a pretty big Sega guy.
That. Yeah.
I will say nothing he said did anything to change or add to my excitement. He didn't, unless he just explained it badly. Him and this other guy both went, and I don't know if it was Game Explained, they both went over everything, and I'm like, you didn't change, nothing you said.
I'm just saying because I want to be right about my assumption.
Hey, I already bumped up my prediction to a 70 Metacritic, so I was saying
somebody
60.
said that. I'm like, that ain't good enough for me. I want an 83, 85, 83.
Well,
I would be cool if it was like in the mid to high 70s. If it at least landed somewhere between 75 and like 80, I would rock with it at least.
It seems
I'm
like
still cool. I'm cool with it, but my prediction as far as it might be better than what you think. My prediction was having it fall
in the
around
80s.
Mid 80 or so.
And it seems like the controls in the open world are genuinely everybody's saying they feel really good. It doesn't feel like force. It doesn't feel like really anything when you're just moving around.
Now,
just
I
gotta
don't
get my
understand
hands on it.
anybody saying that She-Hulk is a good show. I don't get that shit at all. I feel like I'm in the alternate universe when I hear people say these things.
motherfuckers are
Except
lying.
you're watching it,
Motherfuckers
so.
are lying. It's a cartoon.
I'm confused. Like Double
Is it?
Toasted, those guys love it. I'm like, what? It's I
Are
can't
they
believe it.
are
Like,
they like
is it-
Grace Randolphing, where they trying not to piss off a fan
no,
base?
she actually says it sucks. She
Really?
actually is. She's
not
pretty
good.
honest about it.
Yeah, it's not good.
Well,
No,
it,
it's
from
not.
what
I
it
don't know what
sounds
the
like,
hell.
it sounds like I just heard some people talking about it, and they're like, one episode, what's Wong? What's his character's name from?
No, it's Wong.
It's Wong.
Yeah, it's Wong.
Is that his character's name or his at?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
that's
you
the
racist.
character's name.
They're saying in one
That man's name's
episode.
probably Jake.
How
or
could
some
you?
shit.
No, it's fucking. Why can't I think of his actual name?
Oh, that's what you meant. I thought you were
Yeah.
talking about
trying to
the
think-
character.
His character's name is Wong. Yeah.
But
Yeah, the
they
character's
said
name is
they said that
Wong.
feels
His real
like
name is Jake.
no, he's like one of the most famous Chinese actors.
Shut the fuck up,
Benedict,
T.
not Benedict.
God damn.
I was gonna say
Patrick.
Benedict.
I hate you, T.
Anyway, point is, they said that there's some episodes that feel like they just scrambled,
Oh god.
where his character's like, wanted by so and so,
Yeah.
and then like in the next episode, he's just like sitting in a court case. Like they scrambled the order of the episodes, and they're not even addressing.
See, they're trying to do like slice of life stuff with it. The problem is that like one, it's not fun, and
It's
two,
not
it's
interesting.
It's not interesting, and I think the writers even admit they can't write courtroom cases. I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
it's a fucking show about
They
a
said
lawyer.
they
What do
don't
you
know.
mean?
Yeah, they said
Which
they
could
don't
be
know.
interesting.
They don't know about court law type stuff, and they don't
No shit.
know about action. They don't know about action.
I'm like, why the fuck are you on this show for? But
So
it's
nope, you don't
women.
know anything about court, which is a big chunk of the show, and you don't know action, which is what a lot of Marvel fans want to see. Yeah, if you watch the one, I think
oh,
it's
it's
episode
Benedict.
4.
It is Benedict Wong. I did say Benedict. Yeah, his name is Wong, the actor.
Really?
name is
Benedict
Wong?
Benedict
That's
Wong.
hilarious.
There's two Ben,
That's his real name. Get the fuck
and he
out of
plays
here.
Wong in the show.
Oh no!
But his name is Benedict. So, like I said,
He's a Benedict Wong.
right?
I didn't realize there's two Benedicts in the same series.
That's
there.
hilarious.
So I was right.
That is hilarious.
No.
But yeah, it's like,
Crazy.
but anyway, we got on the She-Hulk. She-Hulk's gotten way too much time. Before we get into the
Yeah.
Sonic,
Benedict, yes.
I do want to. Terrell, you said that you thought Scorn was a point and click. No, you move around fully in the 3D world. You just go up to objects that are interactive, and you press like A or X, whatever system you're
and you watch
Xbox is probably
disgusting
A.
thand open up and
Yeah, and then you see like creepy things happen, and you got to figure
I,
out.
I only looked at like the first 5 minutes. That's
Yeah.
why I said it.
And I gotta call out my crew members that aren't here.
Jesus Christ, what's going on? Just don't do this, man.
I said that I have not seen next to no gameplay after 10 minutes, and apparently some of the Juice is Loose guys think that I don't know that moving around and using a controller to move your character around is technically gameplay. It's like, no shit.
Oh my lord.
I'm talking about more than just moving your character around. I haven't seen anything more than moving your character around. Like I understand that's technically gameplay. Like I get it. I didn't think I had to specify, and I'm looking for something that differentiates it from another game or any other game, trying to figure out what type of game it is. So obviously you want to see what's more than just moving a character around and looking around an environment. Like that's like the basics of basics. I was looking for what else is there? What's your gameplay loop? Because if it's just walking around looking at stuff, which it was early, I wasn't saying that was the final game, but so far I was like, yeah, that's all I see so far is walking and looking. Nothing really else has happened. So in the future, when I'm talking about gameplay, I'm talking about above the basic stuff like a character does in a 3D space.
I want Juice you to get into the chat tonight and be like, hey, did you guys watch the
they'll
fucking
watch.
podcast?
They'll watch.
'Cause
I
if
just
you
feel
didn't,
like I was
should.
I was a bit insulted that it was like, hey, you didn't know that moving your character is considered gameplay. No shit, but that's not what we're talking about here. I'm trying to figure out what the game is beyond moving your character. Like any game that had any 3D game, basically, you're moving the character.
It was like when I used to complain about No Man's Sky to people who were way overhyped about the game. It was just like, what are you doing? What the fuck you mean? What are you doing? They used to get so mad, bro.
Yeah, like I'm not looking for Scorn to be a Doom-like shooter, But at this point, I had no idea. Was it going to go that way? Was it going to go like a survival horror? No idea. So I just had to get that out. So I said, disclaimer. I wasn't mad about it. It was just like, when I mention gameplay in the future, just know I mean after the basics of moving your character. That's what I'm talking about when I say gameplay from this point forward. So
as you guys can see in the chat,
why you always arguing, man?
There's a lot of fun infighting.
There's always one person that's always
there's a lot of fun infighting.
I appreciate having people in the chat, but come on, guys, this is enough's enough. Jesus Christ.
It's just healthy debating.
I seen No Man's Sky was part of like the PlayStation VR 2 trailer I watched. So there you go. But yeah, I played No Man's Sky. You're lasering rocks for resources, so you can build like a thing to survive in the environment. In that atmosphere. That's like the first thing you got to do. Repair your suit or something. That's the very basics. But there's way more to that now in the game. The game's evolved quite a bit. It's probably not even close to what it was at launch. All right, guys. Donnie, Ayers, mute you both. Just chill. We had enough arguing in the fucking... All right, so Sonic, Terrell, did you watch
Uncle Joey would tell you.
Did you watch any of the impressions from people saying Sonic's really good? Did you watch?
I've learned not to watch Sonic impressions anymore. I just don't do it. I'm looking at footage and making my own opinion. But I'm assuming they were overly positive about it. I'm guessing.
John from Good Vibes, formerly of Game Explained and Nintendo Life.
I hate that fucking name, by the way. I hate Good Vibes.
He got to play the 15-minute demo 4 times, so he didn't get to go beyond what you could do in 15 minutes. He just did different things each time. He went and tried to go in different directions in the open world, but he was just saying, he was just very positive, but everything he said was just like everything I see. Like, there wasn't anything like different from what I was seeing from the gameplay. He got the basic, only had the basic attack, didn't get to level up Sonic with more moves. He did the circle thing. Just kind of talked about basically the positives were that it didn't suck. That was pretty much the positive. That's my takeaway from multiple videos now. I've seen 3 different videos. The positives are it isn't horrible and the controls aren't trash and there people are somewhat enjoying the 15-minute demo. That's kind of what I got from it.
The problem, I guess I would say, is that it's hard. With Sonic, it's kind of hard to gauge people's opinions because people say shit all the time, and then all of a sudden the game comes out, and then all of a sudden it's a piece of shit. Because I felt like Force has got some weird positive mindset early on, and that game came out, and that's fucking dog shit. So that's probably the reason why I don't. That's why I don't trust. That's why I don't trust people's opinions.
People liked it though, bro.
No, it's not good.
RGT,
it's not good.
Where you at, bro?
It's not good.
That ended a kind of a friendship for a while. My take on RGT's review of Sonic Forces. So go figure.
What did
Somebody
he say?
got offended. Somebody got offended that I called out his review for being bullshit because he said there's nothing wrong with middleware games. There's nothing wrong with a middleware game.
You never aimed to be a middleware game.
2018 or whatever year it was.
No, there's nothing wrong with middleware games, but there's
that was
something
his
wrong
whole
with
argument.
Sonic striving to be a middleware game.
That was
That's
his whole
what's
argument.
Wrong.
There's nothing wrong with a $40 middleware.
you've underplayed Sonic to think that now he's a middleware title. I'm like,
that's not
when
a
has
good place
anyone
to
ever
be.
wanted him to be in the middleware title?
And it was like,
and it's fucking Sega of all companies.
It
like,
was
what?
from the perspective of, you guys are looking at this. This is a $40 middleware game. Why are you reviewing it like it's $60 AAA game?
What
That
the
was
fuck
the
does that
point
even
of his
mean?
argument.
That's such a I'm disgusted. Just
And I
by
called
the
it
notion.
out, and then a former member.
He's all over the place. He's like, today I watched a video and he's talking about it, and he was talking about how the having like create a character was super weird in that game, and so he's kind of backtracked a bit on his take.
So he's like OJ essentially, bro.
Just like Metal Gear
I
Solid.
would say that.
Like how Metal Gear Solid 5 had this super in-depth character creation for the prologue, and then you never used it again in the entire game.
Oh.
That was fucking weird.
Stupid. That whole prologue felt like it's from a different game.
I mean, like, but if you just wanted my general opinions on how Forces is shaped up so far, I'm interested. Yeah, Frontiers. I'm sorry. See, fucking trauma. It's the goddamn trauma. It's eating at my soul. Yeah, Frontiers. The aesthetic is what's the only thing that's kind of throwing me off, because it very much does not look like a Sonic game. Every time I look at it, it feels like you're dropping Sonic in like a completely different gameplay world, and it's fucking with me. Other than like the springs and shit. Now, granted, once you get into the levels, it looks more like Sonic. But I'm also in the back of my mind like, fuck. Is that Green Hill again, you fucks? Like, why are we doing this? And I've very much been in a weird odds and ends with Frontiers, because on one hand, level design looks good. They're not using dash panels as much and fucking springs everywhere and shit. They're there, but they're not. They're focusing more on Sonic's control, and I like that.
I will say,
but then all of a sudden, I see you pull aesthetics from old games again, which is a problem Forces had, mind you. And I'm like, fuck, come on, bro. Like, I feel like it's gonna be one of those games I really like to play, but I hate the way it looks. I feel like that's where I'm gonna land on it.
You know, it's
yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say, like, are we still using this as an early build? Because there is some significant popping in this. I'm assuming is the PC version in the new, I don't know, PAX. And in Europe, I don't know in Europe where they got to play it, but it was the PAX East here in the U.S. And the footage is like, there's like significant.
No, it was
popping at close range.
Was the Tokyo Game Show?
Of the footage of like off screen where they show somebody's off screen footage, which wasn't good vibes. It was somebody else. So I'm wondering if people are still saying this is the early build.
Oh,
Tokyo Game Show.
I was thinking of John. He went to Nintendo UK to play it or something, right?
Oh, did he?
No. I'm thinking of. It
was an invite event.
I'm thinking of Rabbids.
Oh,
Mario plus Rabbids. That's what I'm thinking about.
Sonic Frontiers is actually great, hands on. 10 hours ago, and I'm guessing they're gonna say basically the same thing. It doesn't suck. The controls aren't bad, so it's good.
Yeah, but the problem is, I feel like that it feels like an abused Sonic fan being like, "Hey, it doesn't give me flashbacks immediately when I watch it, so I guess we're good." And I'm just like, "Don't say it like that."
I mean, honestly, I
don't like the way they're saying. The problem is the way they're phrasing it is as if they're just coming into it with a negative mindset. So it's like, "Oh, I was pleasantly surprised. I thought it would be a fucking 0-tiered game. It's like a 5 at least." And I'm just
yeah, everybody's expectations are super low. So if you come in at a 7, that's great.
This has to be. Yeah. This can't be new footage. It says 4K. This is some 480p looking shit. This looks like it's off screen or
This Switch. This is Switch.
No, says.
Is it?
Honestly, I can't tell because
is that video 44 minutes long?
Yeah, that's just a bunch of footage put together, right?
Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah. That's literally what I'm looking at right now.
Then he's gonna ride the rail down. Gonna jump to the rail and slide down. Yep. I've seen this a bunch of times.
The aesthetic of the world is what's fucking with me.
Yeah, this has really bad. This is early though. This was like the early.
I hate this weird. We go from like overly realistic areas to then jumping to, all right, let's go to the traditional Sonic art style.
But aren't you intrigued a little bit about? You still looks like there's spots where you have to like, all right, I'm going to go over here. I'm going to run. I'm going to jump to try to get to this rail now. Like there's at least some of that.
Oh no. Like in terms of playing it, I think I'll probably enjoy the fuck out of it. I just don't like the aesthetics. I think that's what's pissing me
To
off.
me,
Mm.
I think it's a refreshing change, and I welcome it.
I would
Mm.
say this. It's not. I I I'm curious. At the very
And this
least,
is
I'm
only the first
curious and intrigued.
biome. There's like 5 of them, so who knows what
The
the other.
weird Zelda puzzles I thought was also a kind of a weird choice. I very much feel like they kind of looked at Breath of the Wild and went, "Let's just do that," and then like,
Oh, what's his name kept talking about Breath of the Wild. So
Yeah, John.
who?
I
John.
still
If
it's
wait, in what way though? Is he just saying that this is like
you can go
Sonic's
in
Breath
any
of the Wild?
direction was the first one. The overworld is basically just natural sounds with just minor music notes. You're
That's a
not
little
get
surprising.
you're not getting
'Cause
blasted with what he described as inappropriate for what you're doing, like super intense Sonic music, which makes sense because you're just kind of slowly going through.
it's weird though, because Sonic has never really had quiet moments, other than like there's a few
But
exceptions.
Sonic needed to change. I mean, it needed to try something different.
That's
So
why that's why I feel like even if this thing lands in like a C tier, C plus tier game, I think would have done its job. The main thing will be
this looks really
if
bad.
if they fucking just go, hey, let's build upon this instead of this weird, let's ditch it and
Yeah,
do
so
something else.
that's my problem. That's what see, you're saying C if it lands in a C. I'm worried that if it lands in a C, it won't be good enough for them to keep going and trying
Mm-hmm.
to make it better and make it perfected. That's my
Yeah.
worry. If it comes out of the gate and it's a B, B minus even, people like it a lot. I think they would try to continue to build on it, and
I hope this
but
is a early build.
they go back to the drawing board in every goddamn game. It's just like you guys need a consistent. Like, can I get a trilogy that's
Yeah,
somewhat
build.
consistent?
I mean, it seems to be there seems to be promise here. Now, the
There's
other thing
definitely
that John
there's
said
a good
was
skeleton there.
he wasn't like, oh, I don't know that they reuse these levels, but it's been shown like
No, they did.
there was direct.
They definitely did. Supposedly it's because of plot, but that to me that just annoys me because that just tells me that like, oh, did you turn the plot in a way that makes it convenient for you to fucking design these levels again? Like I think we've already seen reuse Green Hill, Chemical Plant Zone, and Angel Island, which are like some of the early game levels in like Generations, and I'm like, fuck, don't do this. And we've only seen like one new level, which is that highway level.
And did
So
he
I'm
or
like,
did he not mention the fact that he found Big the cat and he did this fishing portion or something? Or
I didn't hear that.
that doesn't surprise me because I don't know. Have you guys seen that? There's a Netflix
Look at the
Sonic
struggle
show.
here with the platforming though.
I have not seen that yet.
There's a Netflix Sonic. It's like called Sonic Sonic Prime. That's what it's called. And people saw that Big the Cat's in that, so I guess maybe they're starting to
talking about Big and talking about
I think there's
Amy
the only
and
the only ones I know they've mentioned in the plot is Tails and Amy. I think maybe Knuckles. But like there's I hate it. It's such a there's a skeleton there, and I think it's strong. I'm concerned because it's one, they don't have a good track record.
Yeah.
Two, this weird choices in like the level design and shit that's pissing me off.
And it
Not
sounds
even
like
the
they're
design,
like
it's
super short.
aesthetics.
Like these cyberspace levels are super short.
Well, that was always the problem with Sonic, like modern Sonic stages anyway. It was hard to make a level long and still feel like speedy as fuck. Like they had to kind of pick and choose. And that's why you got games like Unleashed that say, well, we'll balance it out with some long ass God of War like levels with the Werehog.
I mean, you don't have to make it a 10-minute level, but more than
See, this is fucking
seconds.
Angel Island. This is Angel Island right here.
Is the aesthetic the same or just the layout?
Oh, the aesthetic.
Very
the aesthetic is the same. It's
looks very similar.
It does look very similar. It's not exactly the same, but it very much.
Still looks like it's suffering from control issues there, though.
I don't know if that's control or
I think
them playing badly.
A bad player.
Yeah, I would argue that's because see, like,
no, you just see how you like in the area, just kind of like you're not restricted to like 3 lanes. Like I feel like maybe I'm wrong, but it feels like Generations had a lot of 3 lanes.
Kind of like
when
it very much is still holding from like.
But this looks like you can move kind of freely from. even in the fast moving areas where I felt like generation, other than these, fucking rail grinds, man. I don't know.
I don't know
I
why
don't know
you
if you
hate the
guys
rail
could
grinding
tell
so
or
you
not,
why
but
you
I
hating on the
fucking
rail
hate
grinding,
rail
bro?
grinds. Ever since
Why?
Ratchet and Clank, I fucking hate rail grind sections.
Why? I don't
They're just so
understand.
stupid. Yeah, one like
Well, maybe Ratchet and Clank is
Actually, I
bad.
will say, see, I hate it. The level design here, I actually fuck with a lot. It's just,
Yeah.
it's
I
just
wish.
jumping. You just gotta. Oh, I gotta jump to the left one now. The middle one, there's a hazard. Oh, let me jump. No,
It's Sonic, man. What the hell you?
but
Yeah, I
why?
don't
I don't
understand.
understand the rail grind obsession with this game, with this
It's
franchise. I don't understand
well,
it.
that's a weird.
It's
That
just
was a weird
I-
yeah, you
animation.
messed up there, bro.
I've never
But they are,
cared
yeah,
for
it's
rail
short.
grinding.
Oh, that's short. That's short as sin.
Now
That's
That
pretty
is-
short. Yeah.
in
Damn.
Tropical Freeze, there was a section in a minecart where you had like a pretty short section where you had 3 tracks,
Those
and
at
it was
least have 2
super
acts.
challenging. But it wasn't like every level didn't have it, Like at some point, it's like I just feel it's overused.
Don't play Sunset Overdrive ever.
I
Yeah.
never planned on it.
Yeah, Sunset Overdrive is grind city, baby.
You die if you don't grind, man.
But
Yeah, pretty much.
anyway,
There's
hopefully it
aspects-
turns out to be just a good game, and I'm always rooting for games to be good. Whether it's something I think I'll play or not doesn't matter.
I was gonna say I don't know if it'll end up being good for you though.
I mean,
Yeah.
just like I'd be
You're a different
happy if
person.
like Terrell's like, man, this is game of the year contender. Like that would
Are
make
you
that
gonna
would
only
be awesome.
take Terrell's word for it? That's how we going.
Because I would
I look
believe
like,
Terrell.
hey, man.
I'm
You like
playing
to think I'm
Resident Sonic
trustworthy?
Man.
I'm a little trustworthy. I think I'm more
No, I'm
trustworthy
not
than
taking anything
Retro.
away from you. Like
I'm just
it
saying.
seems like he's only gonna take your opinion.
No, I'm just
not-
that's one example of it being. I'd be happy for Terrell. Like I'd be happy for a Sonic fan if it turns out to be a good game. Doesn't mean I'm gonna buy it, but it could be enticed if it comes out. It all came together and people are like, holy shit, this is awesome.
Did you buy Lost World?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I thought it was okay.
We had no choice on the Wii U.
No, I needed that. I needed a Galaxy like game, man.
Yeah.
You could have bought Sonic Boom and the Rise of Lyric.
Oh.
There's something I want to talk about
I
that
beat
we
that game.
didn't talk about.
Mm.
It was part of the
God bless
direct last week or the week
What?
before. I seen, what was I looking up? We were talking about somebody was chatting on Twitter or something. Or Kirby's Deluxe, whatever. What is it?
Return to the Dreamland?
Is it Return to Dreamland?
Yeah, isn't it?
Deluxe.
Return to Dreamland.
Yeah.
Deluxe.
60
Return to Dreamland Deluxe.
No surprise, but there was a part of me thinking maybe they weren't gonna go $60 on that. I feel like the Wii game was $50. I don't have a way
was.
to prove it.
Probably,
It
yeah.
was. I bought it day one. It was $50.
I mean, it does look fairly good in areas, but it's like, really, guys?
They went with a different cell shading art style, I noticed.
Another full price fucking port. Now it's a Wii port, like, and you just released fucking Forgotten Land this year, and people loved it, and now you're going back to bring an old game, and you're charging $60. Like, it just, every time it happens, it's just like, why, like, why? Because people buy it. It's probably sell 5 million guaranteed, maybe 5 to 10, maybe. What Forgotten Land said? I wonder what that sold.
I can check real quick. I'll check.
I just like,
Just buy this one.
and they're trying.
But you know what? Know how much this bitch costs? Probably, or not probably. I just looked it up.
It's like $100 I saw.
No, it's not that much. But it's
Sure,
gonna be
I
at
just
least
saw it on Amazon. Oh, never mind. That was the
Maybe
Japanese
it was
import.
brand new. Okay.
Sorry, I was looking at the Japanese. Right now.
Well, yeah, I don't know what it would cost new. It probably is $100 new, but it's like $45-$50 game.
Forgotten Land is
on
at
See you
Wii.
least,
later, Donnie.
the last
Um,
thing I saw was Forgotten Land is at least at like 4.53 million. I think is the last time we
So
got
this will
updates.
probably sell like 1 to 2 then.
When was the last time we got
Yeah,
updates
I
on
don't see it
sales?
selling more than 2.
Would have been and in July, so August. No wait, June. So July, maybe early August, we got updated sales. Because
Yeah,
September
it's
is the end of the next
In-
of the
in
quarter
June-
3.
As of June 30th, it was at 4.5 million.
Forgotten Land is overrated.
Damn. Whoa. Wait a minute.
I can't say it's overrated because I don't see too many people saying anything other than that's a really good game.
Where did that
That's a solid
come
game.
from, T?
No one's like, oh my god.
It's solid, but people are acting like, oh man, it's the best Kirby game. No, nope.
You know, that's funny because a few months ago I was like, all right, guys, you know, I know a couple of you have beaten Kirby. I haven't heard one thing about it really. I haven't seen Twitter. Oh, it's a really good game. It's a solid game. Well, I guess you just didn't feel
People talking out their ass. Bro.
You didn't feel like I just
It ain't
feel
bad.
like I didn't see. I saw that. Yeah, it's a good game. I really enjoyed it. You know, like okay, that's good. You know, well, it scored fairly high in the Kirby on Metacritic for Kirby games, but it wasn't like what a lot of I don't know about a lot, but people.
It wasn't
like
3D
World
acting like it's
or
the Mario Odyssey or 3D World
or like
of
Tropical
Kirby.
Freeze. Like people were really like going, this game is the best in the franchise for sure. You know, like I didn't see a ton of that.
Nope.
That's
I heard people say that, and I'm like, you lying.
I did enjoy the demo
the
my first time through, and I was like, let me play it again, and I was like, yeah. I'll see what if I have an opening this year.
It's good. If you like Kirby, you can
just like let me check my
let me see what games I got to play
but it's not making a Kirby fan out of you. I was like you're not gonna go to
because I was like, dude, is this really
a
3D World like game? And is it gonna be to the 3D World level? And I didn't really get an answer that I want, I needed to hear and say, yeah, I'll go buy it right now. I don't care about I've tried. Let's see, I played the original NES one, or was it Super NES? I think it was NES. I played Rainbow and Canvas Curse. Enjoyed both those. I played Planet Robobot, Epic Yarn, and the demo for Star Allies. And Rainbow Curse is easily my favorite of the ones I played, so...
Yeah, so it's not even a Kirby game.
Yeah, I just get kind of... honestly, I just get kind of bored playing them.
Because there's not a whole lot of challenge. My favorite...
Kirby to me is
the challenging one, which is Crystal Shards. That is my favorite.
And the NES one was pretty difficult, just figuring out...
NES one, yeah.
Didn't people
just
like...
Kirby is a Kirby Dreamland?
I couldn't even figure out where to go at times. Like, what door? Is this door taking me somewhere new? If I'm in a different level now?
Don't people like Nightmare to Dreamland? Don't people like that one?
Yeah.
I feel like Planet Robobot got overhyped. I kind of was... I didn't really feel that game much.
Triple Deluxe kind of burnt me out. After I played Triple Deluxe, I kind of was like, I'm good. I don't really need... But Kirby, I think, if you're a platforming fan... Kirby is not for like every platforming fan. It's very much for like it's more for like the younger demographic.
Yeah.
But I will say Forgotten Land
because it breaks platforming because you're floating around everywhere.
Yeah.
So
I think I would enjoy Forgotten Land. Would it make my top 5? Probably not, based on the games I've already played this year.
I think you come out
of your
for this year.
Kirby games?
No, just for this year.
Oh no, it's not gonna. I'm not gonna do that.
You probably come out and just say it's just fine. I think that's where you would come out with.
So it'd be like if I didn't have Bayonetta 3, Plague Tale, and God of War coming in the next month, 5 weeks. Pokemon Scarlet looks pretty decent. So it's like,
have you seen some of the previews for people talking about Bayonetta 3? It's very positive from what I've seen.
Did I talk about? I think I talked about this last week. Was it on the podcast where it's like the 2 people who went to play it were people who never finished?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, and it's like, all right, I know that Bayonetta is not the most popular, and you got to send who you can, but I want to hear from a Bayonetta fan, somebody who knows Bayonetta in and out.
I just heard the same thing with the Mario plus Rabbids.
I didn't finish the first game.
Didn't finish it or didn't even play that. But it looks like something like, shut the hell up. You ain't playing that game.
That's what I said last week too. I don't want to
mechanics. I'm like,
I don't want to hear any excitement in your voice about a sequel to a game you didn't finish. I don't give a shit,
come on, bro.
I don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
You can say, "Oh, that looks pretty good. Maybe I'll go back and finish the game." Don't be like, "Oh my god, that looks so good," and then be like, "Man, I gotta go finish the first game." Like, shut the fuck up.
It's my most anticipated game this year.
I will say
I'm
Mario.
Surprised by that, but it is.
I will say Mario and Rabbids very much is giving me the same vibes I got when I watched the Xenoblade 2 trailer for the first time. Where not the trailer, it was when they did that long ass direct that was specifically for Xenoblade 2. they talked about all the mechanics and shit. I'm
Mhm.
like, fuck, this seems complicated as fuck. I don't know if I'm gonna have I don't know if this is gonna click with me. I'm getting a similar vibe with Mario Rabbids, and it's not a bad thing because if it's anything like what happened with Xenoblade 2, I'll fucking love that game. It just it shocked me that I went from a game where I was like, oh cool, I like the grid system, I like being able to like dash and trip enemies and shoot motherfuckers from a distance, to now like, oh, we're just free flowing now, and I'm like, god damn, I'm I don't know if I'm gonna have time to play it though. That's the problem.
I have. I mean, if I want to put it on a scale of 1 to 100, my interest in playing this new game, I'd probably put it at a 30. I really have no interest in it.
You did finish the first one, though.
I did, you know.
So you're better than these frauds.
And it was, and I know a couple guys that are finishing it right now. Took a break. Who, you know, that was the thing. I said it can.
Well,
be
listen, their
it
clock
also is
ticking though.
It was. It's a positive that hey, the new game's like, oh man, you know, that looks pretty good. Maybe I should go back and finish this game. You know, like that is good incentive.
Yeah, like
so,
if something happened, like you were playing it, and then like maybe one of your favorite games came out, and you just never got around to getting back to it, like that's legit. I can rock with that. And you just other games kept coming out, and you just never got back to it.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's a legit thing.
If you guys will remember,
you just don't like fake excitement.
I gave it an honorable.
Yes.
I gave Kingdom Battle an honorable mention in the 2017 Game of the Year podcast. I think it would.
Oh, these bitch! Oh, I forgot that I wanted to mention this. These motherfuckers. I think it was what is the crew that does on IGN? Oh my god, Game Scoop. Yes, it was Game Scoop. The motherfuckers were like, "Oh, when did that game come out?" They were talking about the first one.
When did it come out?
You don't know when it fucking came out? It's literally your job.
How do you remember that? How do you remember when games came out? Sorry,
somebody
Retro.
said, "Oh, it's lost to time." I don't remember. It's like, what?
The only
That's
reason,
crazy.
like I said in the chat today, like I wouldn't
It's
have
your
bought.
job.
I wouldn't have bought Kingdom Battle if it came out after Odyssey. It was a very strategic, well-timed release schedule because people were hungry for Mario. Here you go. That came out first. I doubt I would have bought it after.
I wouldn't
Odyssey.
say that. I probably wouldn't have been like focused on it. Like, oh, what's this? It's a new Mario game. But if I would have heard that it was good, I probably still would have bought it.
So for me, it was
the only.
I was gonna say I finished it. I enjoyed it, but it wasn't one of those games I was like, oh man, I want to play this. Like, I don't think I'll ever play it again. Maybe years and years down the road, maybe I'd be like, oh, let me check this game out. But
you didn't play the DLC, did you?
I didn't even feel compelled to play the DLC.
I didn't play the DLC.
Donkey Kong, man. What?
I heard it was good.
It's
couldn't.
good.
I didn't have time.
Just don't. It's one of those just like Fire Emblem. I played Awakening, enjoyed it, but I've never felt compelled to buy another one.
I'm very concerned about how well it's gonna do this year, considering you threw it in the same month. There's a lot of things coming out.
It should
on
outsell
Switch.
Bayonetta 3.
Nobody's talking about Bayonetta 3, which is depressing.
Like
as
we
hell.
said
Like,
last week, that was a pretty lame ass fucking presentation in the direct.
yeah.
Should have had a kick-ass trailer that anybody who was even like, I'm not sure, I don't even know what Bayonetta is, saw that and be like, damn, that looks fucking cool. Let me look into that or let me buy that. You know, it's like.
It's weird because you would think Bayonetta at this point has enough publicity to kind of have its name out there. Like she's literally been pushed in like a bunch of Nintendo stuff,
So
especially in Smash. You would think after this point, it wouldn't be hard to be like, oh, we don't know who's that sexy witch that shows up in these random Nintendo games I was playing. Oh, there she is.
I think people
like
kind of know the character from Smash and other things, but they're not like, oh my god, I gotta get that game day one. You know, they always talk about the pre-order it now. Well, like you said last week, world trotting adventure with Bayonetta, like the announcer guy.
God.
Pre-orders now, like
isn't the first game getting its physical release soon too?
Yeah.
If I remember.
Yep.
Okay, I didn't think I was crazy.
That list of million sellers was
physical cart because we already have a physical.
Bayonetta wasn't on it. Bayonetta 2 wasn't on it.
I think it was like 900,000 or something.
It was close, but it wasn't a million seller. No.
So if this Bayonetta 3 doesn't sell a million copies,
Was that part of Operation Platinum? Remember that, guys?
Yeah.
Can we not talk?
the Wii U version? The Wii U version sold
Yeah.
really well compared
Yeah,
to
it didn't hit a million.
No, but If Bayonetta 3 doesn't sell 1 million on the system that every game pretty much sells 1 million on, any new game,
Yeah.
that's gonna be pretty much it for Bayonetta, I would think.
I remember us celebrating it, and then they said, "Oh no, those numbers are wrong. It was
Yeah.
900,000 something." I was like, "God damn! Can you just lie to us?"
You
I think
think-
Bayonetta 2 only hit like 700,000 on the Wii U. And then
Yeah.
it hit it, and it's close to it's like around 900 on the Switch.
Do you think this will be a case where they see the number, people see the number 3 and be like, "Well, I didn't play the first two, I'm not going to play this," or is it going to be like Devil May Cry 5, like someone like me who just jumped into?
It doesn't fucking matter.
I don't think it matters.
It doesn't matter, but I don't know. People might see that 3, and again, the game already isn't getting a whole lot of fanfare. So couple that with the third one. Oh, I don't want to start at 3, and then I don't know how well. I don't feel like it's gonna do well.
And it's also in a month where it's kind of stacked with other
And it's
games
not like
anyway.
Splatoon 3 is just going to stop selling. It's Japan. They're probably game's probably at 5 million now, if not more.
They haven't talked about what it sold here, have they?
They said it's no,
Is it
not in the
something?
States. No, not in
Yeah.
the States.
I see a few people on my friends list pop up and they're playing it, but not a ton actually. Mostly.
I'd be curious. I'd
Yeah,
be
I
curious
saw-
to see how much it's doing compared to the second game.
But,
Yeah, I'm actually. Yeah, fucking
should-
October for Switch is gonna be fucking stupid. Now granted, some of these games, a good chunk of these games are re-releases, but still, like, for Switch owners, there's a
What's the
couple.
list? What we got?
Hold on, I think No Man's Sky comes out next week.
Is
Oh
Nier?
yeah, that's right. No Man's
Nier
Sky.
November.
Nier Automata.
No, Nier's in October, so it's No Man's Sky, Nier, Persona, Mario & Rabbids, Bayonetta. I'm missing another one. Hold on.
Harvestella? Or is that November?
No, that's November.
That's November. Yeah.
That's gonna get killed with Pokemon because they were fucking stupid.
Yeah.
What are they
That shit-
doing? What are they thinking?
That was it, and I feel bad because it looked cool.
That's a
But-
Switch console exclusive, ain't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It,
It-
I don't
and
know
it's
if
from
timed,
Square.
but
That's why I told
It
Square to
is.
chill the fuck out. Like
Something
what
I
in
think
the
we
world?
forgot to talk about last week was how Octopath Traveler 2 is day one multi-plat. I don't think it's on X. Maybe it is Xbox.
No, I thought it was. Is it Day One multiplayer? I thought
Yeah,
it was.
yeah. You go to PlayStations, they have the same trailer. That's why I don't think that was actually Switch footage because it's the exact same footage in the PlayStation trailer.
did you delete that?
Yeah, because I
What? What happened?
Visor deleted his message.
Um,
I was
I was
jokingly.
trying to read it and it went.
I jokingly said, "Oh, I can't wait to play Octopath on PS5 at 4K." Because that somebody when it hit Game Pass, the first game, like 2-3 years after it came out, hit Game Pass. Oh, this game's gonna look so good in 4K. Well, you didn't have any interest in it the last 3 years. Why all of a sudden?
What game?
no, you're right.
Octopath Traveler.
Oh, yeah.
He's right. It's.
But-
Is it just the PlayStation console? Is not on Xbox?
There's something that's not coming to Xbox. Resident Evil 4, I think the remake's not
No,
coming to
because I
base
see
Xbox One.
When I went on Amazon, they only have Octopath Traveler 2 for Nintendo Switch, PS4, and PS5. I don't see Xbox.
It'll probably hit Game Pass at some point. But-
Yeah, I think the first one's on Game Pass.
It got me thinking because I
Yeah,
thought
right
that
now.
was the best looking game in the direct. I'm like that might have been PC footage then because it's the exact same
wouldn't-
trailer on the PlayStation 5 channel, so it's like exact same trailer. They're not gonna
You
cut.
wouldn't do that.
They're not gonna cut a trailer, and it's not like the game can't look good on the Switch. We already know that art style looks great.
What is Dragon Quest Treasures again?
But I did think it looked a little bit better than I was expecting to see.
I don't know. Octopath looks great, and it looks like they fixed some of the issues with the first game, where the characters barely fucking interacted with each other, even though they were in a party. That was the thing that pissed me off. I'm like, I like Octopath Traveler 1, but man, like going through stories and having these moments where like, oh fuck, I'm cornered, I'm trapped, and I'm like, you got 4 other people with you. What are you talking about? But they have to do it that way because the perception is, oh well, you don't have these characters yet and shit.
So like this scene right here,
That looks fucking gorgeous.
and correct me. I only played the demo of the first game. Just the way like the sunlight's like moving across the trees and stuff, and the depth of field. I just feel like it's gonna look. It's not gonna look this clean on Switch. And I forgot to ask you guys.
I would disagree.
Disagree?
Yeah. Switch.
The first one looked really
go
good.
Go look up Switch footage of the Octopath Traveler. That shit, fucking immaculate.
Yeah, I don't think they would. I don't think
Hell,
they'd
go
be
look up
stupid enough to
footage.
show
Go look up footage
PC
of
footage.
Triangle Strategy on Switch. That Jesus Christ.
It's fucking gorgeous.
There's that spot with that giant wolf running, where I was like,
I don't even think. Honest, that's one of the few. That's one of the few games that even when I saw like.
Is this a different trailer?
No, this is the launch day trailer. This is literally the trailer.
Can't find that.
Yeah.
The wolf running.
Yeah, this is the trailer.
Yeah, like I said, I played the demo, so it's been what 5 years since I've seen it on Switch.
I'm glad to see Square with continuing these things.
Right,
my only issue with Square is Square needs to chill the fuck out with these release dates, because I'm like, bro, I don't know. When the fuck am I playing any of this?
No time.
When do you think I'm playing any of this? Like, what the fuck are we doing?
Like a very similar trailer. Do you want to talk about exact same trailer, the Retros argument? It's very similar.
Well, that's because of how these games are. The only thing I don't like it, but like I said, I like the first game. The first game just does this weird shit where it's like, hey, by the way, these characters don't barely interact with each other. Hell, they don't even acknowledge each other in some cases.
Super segmented. That's what I do.
I should have just picked some gameplay, not this.
No,
I'm still gonna buy this one, but
this is like an overview.
But it's fucking February, man. February next year for some reason is stacked for no good reason.
It's super stacked.
And I'm looking at Nintendo like, bro, I understand that y'all want to let us know that you're releasing games, but can y'all just chill out for a minute? Like, goddamn.
Xbox gonna start releasing some games too, finally.
Okay.
And I'm like, damn, I really ain't got no time now.
No, I really.
Next year?
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking February next year is fucking ridiculous.
First half of next year is.
I did find a proper list of the October games for Switch. It's a lot, but I'm gonna try to just hit the main ones that people know of. So Nier
wallet video, because he always does those.
Nier is next week. It's the 6th. No Man's Sky is the 7th. The next fucking day.
Come on.
I don't know why they underlined Legos like that was a crazy thing, but I guess. Oh yeah, the Dying Light 2. Well, that's the cloud version. Fuck that. We don't care about that.
I asked that poll question. I said, who counts the cloud streaming games towards?
No.
It was like 30% people said they count it towards the Switch's library. I'm like,
oh fuck, I forgot Plague Tale is also cloud. Fuck me. So that kind of thing.
People actually count those? Come on, man.
Some people said they did. I don't know if they're just defendos.
They count them. They count them because it's on the system, but like that's not the version of the game you should play.
It's literally not.
Oh, here we go. The new Borderlands game. That's also the 21st of October. And then Persona 5 Royal is also the same day.
That's a Telltale-like game.
Yeah.
People think it's Telltale. It's not, people. It's
Telltale's done. The company.
They're done. It is. It's who makes Borderlands? What's in it? Gearbox. It's Gearbox doing a Telltale-like game for a sequel, basically.
I will say, there's definitely, whether that was 2's running on the Switch or not, there's definitely a pretty significant upgrade from 2 over 1, I think, on Octopath.
I could see that. I mean, it's the second game, and they're just learning more tricks and what they can do.
I would, like I say, if you look at Triangle Strategies.
I would say
look at Triangle Strategy.
Octopath Traveler 2 looks more like the what was that one? The Tourist kind of gave me that kind of vibes, like that.
Tourist. Yeah, I was thinking that too. I was trying to remember.
It looked like you were looking at a real diorama
from Shinin.
Yeah,
not
Tourist.
Just a
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like
which ties into. What's funny because it ties into the special edition of Octopath Traveler 1, where you actually get a diorama like little pop up.
That shit was gorgeous. That shit looks so gorgeous, cool, by the way.
You got
one?
I thought
God,
I'm
why
somebody.
talking-
can't I just find gameplay? Why am I keep
Oh,
clicking
okay.
this
Never mind.
bullshit?
I thought you were talking.
Also,
about
I'm looking at November. November kind of has its own little stack of games that's gonna piss me off. You got Harvestella. Obviously, It Takes Two for Switch. Sonic Frontiers.
Isn't the Plague Tale in there? Well, that's a different system, but
No, that's in October, I think.
oh, it's October.
I don't know if they set the release date.
I'm trying to finish the first one. God damn it!
Hold on.
I
Make sure.
really I really liked the first one for its simplicity. I mean, it wasn't the most
Yeah.
Involved.
It reminds me of a point and click. That's
Plague Tale is October 18th.
The stealth mechanics are actually, pretty fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm having fun with it.
November also has its own
on
little
Steam
stack.
Deck.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna do it. Oh my god! there's
I'm
so
still
much.
saying Octopath True. That trailer is. I think it's a step above what I've seen.
Goddamn commercials.
It could be. I'm not doubting
Just
it.
as far as I'm not seeing really comparable environment shots. I'm trying to find some.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like he was saying with Triangle Strategy. Triangle Strategy stepped up from what Octopath was doing. So
Yeah, a lot of the
makes sense.
visual effects.
See,
kinda
I'm
kicked up.
finding this. I can't find any outdoor areas in this walkthrough. It's just all kind of indoor isometric.
for
I'm in Triangle Strategy. I'm trying to find an
Triangle.
equivalent
Yeah, that's Triangle
shot
Strategy. The
to
problem
some of those
is you're-
Octopath.
Yeah, you're in a lot of
Okay,
that's
I
like
see
a lot
now.
of dialogue heavy
Yeah.
scenes.
Jump to it's a 6-hour fucking walkthrough. That's a lot.
Oh god, no, don't do that. That's the one game I haven't gotten to yet.
This is
yeah, I haven't
this
gotten
is
to
a-
that either.
yeah.
Because fucking it came
I
out
forgot
early.
it was a grid
and then-
based. See, I'm
It's
looking for
just
more
sitting.
like
it's
this.
just sitting, bro.
Yeah, to me
Oh,
this
stuff
isn't even
like that.
close to the Octopath True, but there's not really an equivalent shot.
Yeah, that's true. I forgot about the difference in battle style.
That looks
The
dusty.
only other game I can think of is Live Alive, and
I'm
Live
not
Alive
gonna put
is
money on
also
it, but I
grid-based.
kind of standing on my ground on that. Wasn't Octopath Traveler 2 footage was the PC footage. Not saying the Switch version will look bad. I'm just I got my guts telling me that was the PC footage shown in the direct, because it looks very clean, very clean.
Nintendo bullshotting now. That's not cool.
Oh
I mean,
shit!
but why would you expect them to shoot the exact same footage and trailer? Just hey, we're doing Switch now. We're gonna pull the PC footage. It's just one of those situations. I feel like it's probably gonna be very similar, just a lower res, kind of like Ori. At a glance, they look very similar. Then you look closer, and just backgrounds are blurrier and stuff like that. But either way, yeah, for me, for this year, for games for sure is Plague Tale, Bayonetta 3, God of War Ragnarok for sure. Strong possibility of Pokemon Scarlet, and then that's it. I don't have any other plans for games for this year, but that's enough to get me through to the end of the year for sure.
If we're talking about games, I'm definitely buying. It's for next month. It's probably gonna be Bayo 3.
Yes.
Fuck. I see Mario and Rabbids.
Yes.
And don't you be
gonna
streaming that game once a week. Play the damn game so we can chat, talk about it, and you can get through it in a timely fashion.
What, Bayo 3?
If you play it once a week,
Bayo 3's
come out
not
in
gonna take long,
October.
though. Okay, so here's the thing.
plus all the other games.
Here's the problem.
12-hour game.
But by the way, here's my issue. November, I'm only gonna be home for 2 weeks because I'm gonna be at NYC that week before Thanksgiving week. So I've already kind of screwed myself with Pokemon and Sonic. Because I'm only gonna have like a week to play it before I go, and then Pokemon I might end up buying in New York probably. So those games won't really get touched until probably I get back, or at least a little bit after the holiday. October, huh?
What's coming with? You not taking anything with you?
Well, you mean in terms of games?
Yeah.
Probably Bayo 3. Bayo 3 will come with me. So I may. Ooh, fuck! I wanted this stream Bayo 3. God damn it!
Are you at the point where you don't play any games off stream? I feel like you don't.
Yeah. Actually, partially that was also partially due to the move. Honestly, I haven't in a bit, but I want to get back into that. So I think what I might do is have Mario Rabbids be an off-stream game, and because Bayo would only take me like maybe 2 streams to do. I might fucking, yeah, Bayo 3 I could probably do in like 2 or 3 streams. Because Bayonetta 1 was like maybe what, 6 or 7 hours. Bayonetta 2 was like 9 or 10. And from what I'm thinking, this will probably be that maybe 12. You can get that done in about
I remember
3 streams.
Bayonetta 2 being 20 hours by the time I finished. Like,
no, I'm talking about
but
the main
I was
story.
I was replaying, trying to get all the.
Yeah, that's why. Like the main story of Bayo 2 is actually pretty short. But like so I
But
think
when
I
you
can
finish a level and you see you only did half the actual levels inside the chapter.
Well, I'm just talking about the main story stuff. Like obviously I'm probably gonna go back and do extra shit. But Bayo 3, I want to do the main story on stream, and then the other part of it will be like for me playing on my own leisure. And then Mario Rabbids will be an off-stream game, while Pokemon Scarlet and Violet will probably be on and off because we gotta get that revenue. I was debating on Persona. I'll be real with you, but
dude,
I don't need it. I don't need it. That's the
why
problem.
would you want to play the? I mean, is there any reason to play this version over what you played?
Well, I never played Royal.
Oh,
I never bought.
Okay.
I never bought Royal. I bought the original P5. So people are like, Royal is better. It has a bunch of new features and all that other shit.
So there's
I'm
something.
glad I waited.
Well, good for you. Fuck you, man.
I kept waiting. I was waiting for a Switch version. And I just like I'm not playing this game until this bitch comes on Switch. I'm not playing it until I see a Switch version. I don't want to hear shit. And they finally doing it, and it's going to be the Royal version. So I win.
And
you
in
lose.
2032, T might finally finish it.
It's one of Persona 5 Royal is like a 120-hour game just off the main story, mind you. That's not extras or anything. That's just the main story.
I've heard, but I play and beat my Xenoblades, so eventually I beat them. I don't beat them right away.
It's a slow grind, but yeah, I think at least October, the definite buys will be Bayonetta 3 and probably Mario Rabbids. I think those are my main 2 for
and honestly, for me, for like the announced games next year, it's
in November.
Tears of the Kingdom.
Sonic is November 8th.
I mean, Pikmin 4 more than likely, and Tears of the Kingdom. But if I don't buy Pokemon, then it's gonna be October to May before I buy. Another Switch game.
You don't know that, bro. Hey, check this out. Have you heard about the Zelda Direct?
No.
What the fuck is that? What the hell is that?
They got the Wind Waker.
Is that a conversation we're doing? Oh God!
Dude. For what, the 31st anniversary or 35th anniversary?
When is this supposed to happen?
So all these people who are hyping up, talking up. Oh, the Zelda double pack, which is bullshit to begin with. There ain't no way in hell.
You ain't getting no double.
Nintendo is selling fucking Kirby
for $60
for $60 for Wii game for $60. You think they're gonna give you a double pack of Zelda games?
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's no way.
If they were, it would have been during the fucking anniversary.
Right, they would have done that. That's when they would have done it. But yeah, so all these people who were speculating before the Direct, oh yeah, this is gonna happen. Nintendo is showing a new F-Zero or some kind. All this bullshit. They all face planted and failed, and now they just move the goalposts. Oh yeah, it's supposed to be a Nintendo. It's supposed to be a Zelda Direct. But even though wouldn't you have shown Tears of the Kingdom's title in the Zelda Direct?
Yeah.
Probably, right?
Yeah.
But no. There's going to be a Zelda Direct from 2 fucking GameCube games.
At this point, people just need to recognize that, like, you're not going to predict Nintendo even if you want to.
And how many people fucking who said the Direct was coming? I know, Terrell, you said that just enjoy the Directs and stop worrying about who was predicting right. But first, they thought it would be like the first or second week. Or first week, and then it got delayed because of the Queen passing. And then like, so I was like, oh, was this the date they predicted, or was this the delayed date that they predicted? I honestly didn't know.
There was some truth to that because they didn't show it in UK.
Yeah, they didn't
showed
show
the
it in
direct.
UK. Yeah, the UK never got it.
They never got the direct.
They told them, "Hey, we're not showing it because of the."
Still, I was wondering if this was the initial prediction week or if it was the delayed.
No, it was the week of the 12th. I think it was the week. That's the week they brought it. That was.
It's logical. It's the ending of summer. Nintendo's all have the last 4 years they've done a September direct. 5 years. 5 years.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this would be 5. I was saying beforehand. Yeah, so it was a pretty good guess. I mean, you don't have to be an insider to figure that shit out.
But first off, but here's the thing though, we haven't brought up the most important Nintendo thing that comes up before any of the October games hit. That Mario trailer at Comic-Con.
Oh yeah, October 4th.
Yeah, it's October 4th.
It said a teaser.
Mario the movie?
What? Mm-hmm. Yeah, the movie. Yeah, the movie. I'm very interested.
I'm worried. I'm a little worried. I ain't gonna listen.
But here's my thing.
I'm worried.
If they put it in direct, it'd be one thing. The fact that they're like, we're gonna put it at Comic-Con, I'm like, huh. I'm very curious to how.
Which is weird because they've been putting Miyamoto out there and talking about this freaking movie. Now you want to keep it away from the directs. Now you that's kind of strange. I don't know.
So what I envision is like Mario, somebody or Luigi just walking and hearing Chris Pratt and John Leguizamo talking, and I'm gonna be like, oh god.
Well, Chris Pratt said he's doing a special voice. He's not. It's not gonna just be his.
Voice. You got to hear it. My question.
That's my
How much confidence do you have in this
potential
voice?
I trust Jack Black to do something great as Bowser.
I think Jack Black's gonna be a great Bowser.
Cause
I think what's his name? It's gonna be a good Donkey Kong. What's his name? Seth Rogen.
Yeah, Seth Rogen.
I think I could see him being a funny, good Donkey Kong. But I'm because it's like obviously you can't do what's his name?
It's me, Mario, Luigi.
You can't do that for 2 hours.
Where's the princess?
Yeah, of course. No, they said this is like normal speech from what I've been hearing.
It's a normal speech, but I'm sure that it's because Chris Pratt himself said it's a special voice. It's specialized. So it's not just going to be him talking like a regular dude. Hopefully.
I don't think he'd do that.
There's got to be some Mario nuance in there.
My question is this: Do you think they fuck with the designs at all? Do they mess with the designs of the characters?
I hope not.
Is Mario going to be wearing?
We know what Mario looks like.
Is he going to be wearing like a jean jacket, like regular clothes?
That's what I'm saying. I think you can mess with them a little bit, but not by much.
Oh, you mean like they're changing clothes and stuff? Oh man.
And
yeah, like, you could have it wear like.
What about proportions? You think similar?
Yeah, they won't become in their iconic outfits until like the end of the film or whatever. Like they have like these.
At the very least, I mean, Mario plus Rabbids
that's
showed.
a good question because it's like, will everybody look like them? Proportion, shape, funny humanoid shape, or will it be like Mario Odyssey? We had real looking people, and then you have like Mario standing next to him. Like, what the fuck is that?
I hope they don't do that.
I think it's going to be like
that's like some Sonic Adventure
Mario
shit.
plus Rabbids. You know, Mario plus Rabbids cutscenes have a really high quality CG look to like Mario, and then Luigi's Mansion 3. Like, I think if they just stick to those designs,
you got to go there. That's where you got to go.
Super like. Obviously, it's going to look a lot better being a major motion picture, you would think.
I
hope there's a Luigi's Mansion section in the movie, too. That'd be cool.
Well, see, here's my thing. Do we know any of the plot or no?
We know nothing. We know nothing at all.
Because part of me thinks that this takes place before, like, the beginning. Like, this is, like, the early days of Mario. Like, he hasn't really...
This is going to be a Mario origin story, you think?
Kind of. That would make the most sense to me.
I think he's already going to be established. The Mushroom King of Mario.
If that's true, because Nintendo has slowly, I guess slowly, been moving away from Mario being a plumber. Mm-hmm. Like they've been doing that over the last 15 years or so, where, oh no, he's not really a plumber. He's not a plumber anymore. And I'm like, fuck you. Mario's
what's the pipes for then?
Right, well, the pipes all over the place and shit. Like,
this could be them rewriting like Mario's.
I'm gonna make a prediction.
I don't like it.
based on the Nintendo World thing and wherever it's at in Japan, and where it's coming to Universal in is it Florida or California? They themed that. They
Florida,
put all
right?
that money and time, and it's basically the 3D world aesthetic.
Right.
So I'm calling it now. They're gonna stick to that aesthetic for this movie, because why else would they have done the Nintendo World looking like 3D World, which is not the most popular Mario game? I think the movie's gonna have the same aesthetic.
That's not a bad aesthetic for them.
No,
It looks good.
I guess
that's just what I'm saying.
I'm just trying to figure out, are we? Because the problem is with Mario, it's like, are
it's
we just doing?
illumination, bro. Illumination. You know what I mean? Like, visually,
They
feel like
they've
they have
made
the
good.
I
best
thought
track record.
They have good looking
that
stuff.
Grinch
They're just
movie looked, I mean, really clean. I didn't watch the movie, but from the
you're not supposed
trailer.
to watch the movie.
I mean,
It's
visually,
the-
I think it's just like very
Illumination, I think,
clean
yeah,
looking.
visually, I think Illumination will be fine. My concern is more so the writing and what we're doing in the plot, because like, is this just standard Mario fare? Oh,
I
we
think the
cannot.
Despicable Me movies were pretty good.
I think the
Yeah.
first couple ones were
This
good.
first one,
Yeah.
especially the
First one was really good. I thought
like.
But,
they
but
went to
how
a
long
little-
ago has that been?
that was a
It's been
while.
a while.
Ago.
Illumination has a really bad track
What was
record
the-
where like
What's the last
Doesn't have the
Minions
best.
movie? I didn't even see a trailer for it.
it
Rise
is,
of-
you know,
the
the
Rise of
Rise of
Gru?
Gru. Yeah, the Rise of Gru.
Yeah.
But
They've run that into the ground. That's
so
the
I'm
problem.
saying 3D world aesthetic, and I think it's gonna look good visually. Hopefully it looks.
I need that.
They've been working on the story though a lot, so I would hope it's. It's not like they
And
just
you're
threw
al-
this movie together in like 2 years. I mean, they've talked
No,
about
they've
this
clearly
like 5
been-
years ago.
Working on it. I mean, Nintendo doesn't want another Mario Brothers movie situation. They want it to be good. So I get it, but
We're just
I
concerned.
love Miyamoto. I love him, but he has his ways, you know,
He has a- you know,
that worry me.
He has a childish way about him, like as far as not in a negative, like I don't see layers of like adults can get this, adults can follow along, jokes for adults, jokes for kids, like
But I feel like that would help.
You're
the
talking
film.
about story, and that's not one of his strong points.
no.
Like,
So
No,
maybe
it's not.
he's not.
he
know,
actively
Maybe he
tries
has
to
some
get away from
say
it.
in the designs and stuff, but like you gotta have jokes that land for more than just the 8-year-olds in the theater.
you hope.
Who was I making that example to?
Damn dog.
It was Robert. I was talking about something, and I'm like, you can't just have the jokes that kids will think's funny. You got. I think it was the Sonic movie. Yeah, it was the beginning of the Sonic movie. I go, there's a lot of kid oriented jokes, not a lot of stuff for adults. And later on in Hawaii or whatever, the wedding, like I was like, all right, this moment's kind of cool. Like I kind of get this, the pissed off bride. Like this is something an adult can say, oh, okay, I get this is for me. This isn't for a kid. Doesn't understand, being betrayed by someone you love and stuff. So I just hope they have a good blend of humor for all ages, and it's not just.
I'm actually looking up the writers and like directors for this because I'm curious to see who we have on this.
And I wouldn't count Illumination's box office as making good movies. They've had movies that
I don't
did well
No.
box office.
box office wise, but
Transformers have great box.
Despicable
office.
Me
Movies are
2
trash.
was like a huge downgrade, and then 3 was like borderline. I mean, I'd say it's unwatchable. It's trash.
Unwatchable.
I didn't even try watching
Uh,
Minions. I was done
The
after that.
Rise of Gru.
But it's like how much can you milk the rabbits? I mean, Minions. Like that's funny in the first
Ouch.
movie. They're basically the
Are you saying-
rabbits.
you
So we're
saying they
talking
stole the
about
idea from the rabbits.
We're talking about video game adaptations. We might as well talk about the Last of Us teaser that came out today for HBO. I said in the chat, if somebody don't know the game, I don't see anybody watching that and having any idea what the show is going to be about or having any level of excitement. It feels like a teaser
I
just-
disagree.
just
Go ahead.
for the fans. I I rewatched them. All right, let me look. What's telling anybody what's happening? There's not. I mean, it's a teaser. It's by definition, it is the most teasing of teasers because no one's gonna know there was a infection. I barely got post-apocalyptic from most of the shots. My two bosses at work, they were huge into The Walking Dead. I should have made them watch the trailer and said, "What do you think this show's about?" Because to me, it didn't read like this is like super dramatic post-apocalyptic, world ended shit. Like it felt more like a mystery. Like, hey, here's something to pique your interest. That's how I took it. There is some shots that say, "Oh, I remember that area from the game. I remember that moment." But I honestly got I won't say I got goosebumps, but I felt a little something during the trailer. I was like, all right, yeah, I like what they're doing here.
I got a tingle in the loins.
So I don't know if you watched it, Terrell.
I haven't even played the original game, let alone. So for me, it felt like my
You played
opinion.
2?
No, I didn't play it either.
He just knows everything about 2.
Yeah, I looked up the spoilers for 2, but I didn't actually play 2.
My theory for those that have played the game, I think the first season's gonna end when they get to the Tommy's little community in the dam. I don't see the first season going past that. Hopefully,
well, that is the worry. That's the biggest worry for me with this show because we talked about this years ago, I think, where I was like, you were like talking about how you were enthralled by the story and I don't know if I mixed that up with you and the other
it
people.
was me because you said that you already
emotional. Yeah, and I was saying
you kind of knew where it was going.
I kind of know where it's going. I never played the game. I had no affinity for the characters. I had nothing. So I was watching. I mean, I was basically just watching people and talk about the game and whatnot. And I'm like, well, I've kind of got that from Walking Dead, like the good seasons anyway. Like the first,
also the early
season. Yeah, the first 3 seasons I think were all stellar. And not that the rest were bad, it was just they weren't as consistent.
I think it was 6 where I bailed.
Yeah. But yeah, like I was saying that game doesn't work for me because I kind of rather see it as a narrative. And as a narrative, I've kind of seen it with something like The Walking Dead. So that's what made it hard for me to get into. To get that emotional attachment that a lot of people got with this game, it was hard for me to get that because I'm like, well, I've seen this quote unquote better in a just not in a non-interactive way, just watching a video or a movie or a TV show. So me looking at this teaser, I'm like, well, yeah, that's kind of what I would rather. I'd rather have that than the game even. Like, okay, so I kind of get the vibe and where it's gonna go, and I think it could be compelling for people who aren't fans of the game.
Yeah, I think
don't know what's going on with that.
I meant the teaser. I felt the teaser didn't show enough to let people know. Like a Walking Dead fan probably not going to see that. And
it's almost unfair because I played enough of the game to know some of that stuff. I've seen those places, so I kind of I know that area. The what do they call those guards?
They're in the
they're early
safe
in the
zones
game.
or whatever. Yeah,
the safe zone. So
whatever they call those.
I know that, and obviously the lickers.
But they only briefly showed. They briefly showed it, and
the clickers.
Let's watch the clickers.
Yeah, lickers.
I took the last, and the first thing that came up was the last Airbender reaction, Last of Us Part 2, last story walkthrough, and The Last of Us 2. It's crazy. Let's see. I'll play the trailer for. And the girl who plays Ellie was in Game of Thrones. She was Lady Mormont, the badass.
Yeah. So I know she's a good actress.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if she's gonna be a good Ellie. She plays.
I don't know if she's gonna be a good Ellie.
She plays
either.
a good talk, like no bullshit kind of character.
I think she could play I don't know if Ellie's.
So
I
like,
don't really know Ellie like that. So
so
she's
this
kind of a
this
tough,
could
tough
be like,
chick.
oh, that's just like a town on the downslope, so
Hmm.
far. Or is this, and then you see somebody chained up. I don't know what that is, honestly, the chained up moment.
Yeah, I know this. I know this
This part,
bridge.
yeah, they're trying to get out of
Uh,
the
yeah.
zone, and then they got the
Hmm.
building that's iconic. I don't know what that could be. A guy watching security cameras.
Obviously, you know what that is.
It
It's similar, but
he
not.
looks a lot like Joel. Like
He really
he
does.
pulls
He
off
really
Joel.
does.
She
Yeah.
kind of has a weird look to her. I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. That was the deal from the DLC. See that looks kind of low budget to me. I will say. Let me back that up.
And I mean, she is a
Right
British
there.
actress.
Yeah, she
Is she
is.
gonna be able to pull off
This kind of
an
feels
American
like
accent?
a Z Nation kind of shot here. These
That's a
people.
Z Nation looking shot. Yeah.
It looks very Z Nation. They're supposed to be munching on other people. Like, I'm a little concerned after House of Dragons and the Game of Thrones budget and all that
Got some really good actors, and I just can't see how
this
they
should be
mess it up.
good.
Yeah.
Acting wise, I'm just a little worried that it might look a little cheap. Oh, that was a
You
plane
know what
crash.
that
I didn't
is?
notice
No one.
that. That wasn't from the game. There was
Oh
no
no,
plane
no, the
crash.
plane crash. No. But that's the thing. Like that. I didn't finish my thought on that. The worry is that something like The Walking Dead. Well, that was a comic book series. It's
Mm-hmm.
you have a lot of material there. They're gonna have to make up a lot of this stuff,
Well,
and
I
I
think as
think they could
somebody,
do some cool stuff with it. If
there's a
they,
couple time jumps in the game that they could use to actually show you what they did.
I think there's gonna be some jumping around.
I
From like,
expect them to, unless they only think this can be a mini series. I think they gotta flesh out the moments that they kind of skipped in the game, like to get you to the next location. Like
yeah,
they can spend more
that's
time
where
with them.
Neil Druckmann comes in.
Yeah, they can spend
Where
more
he's
time
like,
with them
"Well, I wanted to do
traveling.
this, and I wanted to add this." I'm sure you got a bunch of stuff that he wanted to put in the games, and he just couldn't do it. So I'm sure he's going to be a good consultant for that
But
kind of stuff.
I hope it's great
Talking
because I
about the
got
girl's
HBO Max
forehead.
for a damn year. I signed up for the year deal.
Talk about it's only going to be around for a year, so you might as
Yeah,
well enjoy it.
I feel like I feel like
Goddamn.
I feel like House of the Dragon took a turn for the worse for me. I did not enjoy
Oh,
last
really?
night's
I
episode.
haven't seen it yet.
I don't like it at all. I didn't like
Oh,
80.
wow,
It's a
that bad.
10-year jump, all new actors. Some
Oh, you
annoying.
didn't know that was happening?
I knew it was happening. It's
Oh,
still
okay.
annoying ass children. More time skips throughout the episode. People instantly traveling.
Time skips in the episode?
People from one scene to the next are in King's Landing. Now they're in Harrenhal, which is like
Well, we're used to
weeks.
that with episode or
So it feels like season
season 8.
7, season 8,
Season
Game
7,
of Thrones.
season 8. So
But yeah, I mean it's HBO. I hope that's the reason it's a teaser is because that's just like they finished shooting. Nothing. They really haven't added much in post production.
and that's the thing. It's HBO. HBO makes quality shit, bro. They make quality television.
Even like Raised by Wolves had some amazing visuals and
Yeah.
cinematography. I hope that Neil Druckmann's not like holding this down with his limited. It was a game. He wrote story for 2 games. Like
Yeah, he's only got 2 games of story.
hopefully they didn't
He
get
could
him
be a
too much.
consultant. That's it. Move on. Let the writers do what they do. HBO always has fantastic writers. Let them do what they do.
Mm-hmm. This ain't Disney Plus. We don't need.
No. Oh.
I
Oh,
can't
see
believe
how-
Andor's out already.
Andor. It's
Fucking,
out.
what are they gonna have, a Star Wars show every 3 months? Like, what the fuck?
Andor is out, and
Mandalorian
I think
season
it's
3.
good. I feel like it's good. Everybody says it's good, but it's good. It pisses me off to know that it's good because you shat all over
Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan, which is a storied character in Star Wars. You made this guy up a couple years ago, and he has a fucking show, and it's better than Obi-Wan's. I can't fathom You got to be kidding me! Like, no way.
Is it better than Boba Fett? Oh,
Oh,
Jesus
oh
Christ.
no!
I still haven't
Uh,
gotten through Boba Fett. It was pretty bad.
it's trash. They just
They threw
emasculated
that
Boba
together
Fett. They
so
just
fast too.
destroyed
They
him
threw that
as a
together.
character.
Oh, this is proper. Well, everybody thinks
Do
this
you
should be
watch
Boba Fett.
what's the
No,
guy Robot? What's his name? Robot something.
probably not.
I'll send you a link. He fucking tears these shows a new one, and it's so expertly done.
I think I've seen
He's
some
so
of his
good.
stuff. Yeah,
He
Yeah.
has the ATST
he did
Walker.
he does a lot of
thing.
Star Wars stuff. Yeah,
He does a lot of Star Wars stuff. He is so good at just pinpointing my frustrations, and that I can't even articulate myself. But yeah, so
I will say I'm trying with Rings of Power. I mean, I'm interested in Elrond's storyline in the Elf a little bit. But other than that, I just don't fucking care. I'm just watching it just to watch it. I just don't care what's happening. They just keep adding more mystery stuff.
Well, I think somebody told them they had to catch up to the content that Netflix puts out, which is virtually impossible. And they're only doing it with their IPs. Netflix is getting shit from here and there, all over the world and shit. All these shows they're adding. But I think Disney is trying to do it with only their IPs, and that's why you got 20 goddamn
that's why
shows.
Disney Plus is struggling.
Yeah, it's too much.
Yeah.
The idea of She-Hulk is not a terrible idea.
No.
Court drama.
It's just terribly written.
You know, some dark humor.
And the CG is awful. Other than that, it's a terrible show.
But in Rings of Power, it's like, and we'll wrap this up here, but if they were going for
Angry Joe, kill
we
me.
want to make Galadriel stubborn, ignorant, and unlikable because we want to have her have a fall.
Nailed it.
If they were going for that, then you got to give them credit. They pulled it off. If they think that she's a badass character with no real flaws, then there's a serious problem. If that's what they think Galadriel is, because she is a flawed ass character, and it doesn't feel like in the right ways though. It feels unintentional.
Right. See, and it's like they get pissed off when you say, "Oh, you guys are getting paid for these reviews." If you could sit there like Ayers is saying, IGN said,
who said
Rings of
IGN?
Power is
I
better
didn't
than
say.
the movies. He said IGN also told me that Rings of Power is better than the movies. If that's fucking true, how are they not getting a check? They have to be getting a check.
I think it's better than the Hobbit movies, second and third one, because there's no.
I wouldn't even give it that.
There's no ridiculous, like the lake town shit, and I don't know. I feel like it's just kind of boring and uninteresting, but it's not like, oh my god, this is so bad. Like I felt in some moments during The Hobbit, especially the third movie.
I was still engaged. I mean, I knew they were dragging this shit out, stretching it out, adding all this stuff that
Terrell's just like, I don't give a
overindulging
fuck about this.
But I was still somewhat engaged. I was at least engaged in the Hobbit movies. These Rings of Power is doing nothing for
and
me.
I have to we'll end this here, but I have to say, for those that are fans of the Lord of the Rings, casting Isildur as this like just no goals in life, like character who's got the world handed to him, but he's throwing it away because he thinks he wants to go west and find adventure. That's the guy who cuts the ring off and gets has the ring over to, like, what is it? He doesn't throw it away. It gets to his bad nature and he keeps the ring. Why didn't you have him? I know this might have been too on the nose, but maybe you could have had him be kind of
sympathetic,
manipulative a little bit.
Oh.
Not this like goody two shoe guy. Like maybe have plant some seeds of like, hey, maybe this guy's a little selfish and this and that. Like, he accidentally cut the damn ring off. He was on the battlefield. His father died, but there wasn't anything to say he was some great warrior or anything. I feel like he just got lucky.
Got lucky. Got a lucky shot.
And then he got the ring's power overwhelmed him, and he agreed or whatever, sucked him in, and he didn't dispose of the ring. I don't think this young sailor kid, like, it just feels like a weird choice.
This is the problem you have when you don't have source material. It's like strong source material.
And like somebody said, like, oh, he was handed everything and he just threw it away, and then of course it screwed over his friends. Like, it's just a weird plot line for a seal door. I don't know. It just felt like, what are we gonna do with this character? Well, let's just make something up. You know.
Is there a main character yet? Is anybody established as a main? I can't. You need somebody. I mean, if it's it's supposed to be her, I think. But good God, if that's your lead.
I think the most interesting character for me, there's two. One is the southern town, like the woman that's has a secret love with the elf.
Mm-hmm.
She's like a good, strong female character, but she's not looking for. She doesn't think she's got the strength to do it. Like, she's a unwilling leader. Like, that's a good character. I'm interested in her. I don't know her name. I'm interested to see where that goes. And then I was interested in Nori, the little hobbit girl story at first, but now I'm just like, this isn't going anywhere with this.
It's not going anywhere.
This Gandalf wannabe dude. But anyway, We'll get out of here. I was...
Poor Jarrell is suffering.
Now I'm worried about the damn Willow show, which looked pretty good in the trailer.
Yep, I'm worried about that. But that is Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Which is even more worry. He's like,
yeah.
I was excited for it at first, but I'm like,
he's listening to something. So. Voicemails. Like, no fucks given. Oh, he's muted us. He's talking to somebody. But anyway,
Disney Plus also doesn't.
Thanks for listening.
They make a show real quick. They make a show that's supposed to be kind of girl power about women that seems to hate women. That's She-Hulk. It's like, what? This is what you're saying.
Somebody, and I know you're stopped listening to the Critical Drinker, because at times they do sound like bigots and stuff, but they made they nailed the point there. It feels like the writers, because they had like an interview with the cast and all that, and they're basically ranting about all the shit men did to them, and it feels like they're just kind of each taking their turn, putting like some past experiences into this character, whether that's true.
It does feel like that, yes.
And they're just like, just instead of like having her have actual flaws and this and that, it's just like, oh, this girl got burnt by this, so this writer puts it in this character for this episode, and then this episode.
Jen has too many flaws. Bitch, you're She-Hulk. You are She-Hulk, and everybody shits on her. The entire every episode. I'm like, what? It doesn't make any sense.
All right, we're going to get out of here.
I could go on for hours.
But, yeah, so let us know in the comments below if you made it this far. What do you think of the shows? Yeah, we'll see you guys next week.